June 15th, late evening, Dean Anderson was supposed to have already arrived home.
We hung up. He said, "I'm almost home," and I said, "Okay, I'll see you in a couple of minutes."
Hours later, his frantic wife drives around to search for him. Just blocks from her home, she pulls up to a nightmare. Her husband caught in the middle of this mangled metal, killed instantly.
It's just surreal. He's 39 years old. He's not supposed to be dead.
Turns out an admitted drunk driver at 100 miles an hour slammed into the back of Anderson's car. Anderson died of a broken neck. Crystal Anderson was one of many people on the scene that night. Investigators arrived first. Investigators who have picked apart thousands of fatal crashes to figure out what went wrong. Yes, it's their job, but it can be a tough job.
You just wonder what people were thinking at the time that they, committed that last act of their life.
For more than a dozen years, Detective Doug Nutton has been investigating crashes with Metro's Fatal Division. While looking into the anatomy of a fatal crash, he tries to leave emotion out of the picture. But he has mental snapshots from scenes that don't ever escape his brain.
A few years ago, I had a traffic fatality who the young man had the same date of birth as my son. So some of those things will just really stop you in your tracks.
This is how the car moved through the collision sequence.
At the office, investigators must next use and rely on mathematical equations to retrace a car's crash path. Closing a case can take days or require a 400-page report, as in this instance, at a bus stop last year.
This car rolled over, you ran 4 people in a stoplight. I'm at Rock Spring and Smoke Ranch. There's 4 people on the ground. 4 people, nobody's moving.
We will see things done to the human body that are just not meant to be done.
That dreadful knock on the door, the one a family member will never forget, is a step in the process that comes from the coroner.
I mean, what worse news could you give to somebody?
Rod Hereford has been notifying next of kin for the last 13 years. The Clark County coroner investigator can brush off some fatal crashes rather easily, but admits others leave an emotional imprint. But on every crash scene, he approaches with a lump in his throat.
That's one of my worst fears, is coming up on an accident scene and finding one of my family members or close friend or somebody that I know.
After the crash that killed the love of her life, Crystal Anderson remains strong.
When I'm finished with this life, we'll be together again.
Because dwelling too much on the flip side would have left her an emotional wreck. Mike Doria, Fox 5 News at 10, local, Las Vegas.